This is the K-Pop Cast, and in this week's episode, we dive into where Korea is showing up on our TV screens this week, including Squid Game, Singles Inferno, and a brand new K-pop documentary from CNN.
We also share hit replays from Kimi and Kickflip.
Hey, but before we get into those topics, don't forget to join the K-Pop Cast listener fam on Slack and help chip in for our editing costs. Links to both of those in the episode description. Special thanks to Lady Senza for chipping in with that $15 subscription, holding us down.
Yes, thank you.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm your PD Nim Michaela, guys, and hit replays are our K-pop song recommendations of the week. So kick us off, Stephanie. What is your hit replay for this week?
All right, so I found this gem that only has about 2,000 views on YouTube, but it should have way more. It is Kimi's new song, Highway. I'm on my way.
Like the second I saw you recommended it, I was like, "Oh, this is a deep dive for
deep
Stephanie
cut
here."
Yeah. Special thanks to Cable Entertainment on YouTube. They do a really fun roundup of all of the new K-pop releases each week, and I found this gem at the end of the last Cable Entertainment video. So I learned that Kimi, formerly known as Eunmi, is 34 years old, woo woo, real adults in K-pop, singer, songwriter, and rapper. I was like, okay, in this video, she's playing guitar, she's singing, she's rapping. Okay, we got a multi-talent here. She's signed under KEM Entertainment. She's a member of a duo called PCDM and is also a former member of the girl group ICE, which debuted maybe like 10 years ago. So she's been in the biz for a while, and now she's out solo, debuted in 2024. I saw she also released a Vietnamese song last year, so I am just like really intrigued, and I feel like kinship, like friendly with this person. And I'm following her on Instagram now, and why I really like the song in particular is because it brings me back to like the 2010s, and the sound of it's like kind of yearning but upbeat, happy pop rock influence, guitar and piano. It's really the instrumental track that pulled me in, but the melody and the chords remind me so much of a specific song. If y'all know Bruno Mars' Nothing on You featuring B.O.B.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once we react to it, I want to see what you think, Michaela, if you can kind of hear the similarities in the two songs.
Let's get into the reaction. So, listeners, if you want to watch along with us, you'll hit play when we say play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Going through it. At least she's staying hydrated, drinking water.
Right. It's so funny when you say she technically debuted 10 years ago. I was like, oh, she was part of that early third generation of girl groups that like didn't really that like fell off at the beginning. Because only Red Velvet and Mamamoo are still around from that generation.
Dang, that's so true.
Yeah. And then I watched this and I was like, are these dudes part of her band?
Or groupies or
boyfriends,
brothers, who knows?
Both. Brother, boyfriend,
all of the above. That's my dream for her. They have a contrast here, just in how she looks, how she's styled.
Yeah, I love how her little stage
girl next door
name.
Styling here, cute bangs, long hair, oversized clothes.
Yeah, it's so funny that you mentioned Bruno Mars first, because I was like listening to her flow, and she reminded me of like Big Bang, like G-Dragon kind of a little bit.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're right. Well, she came out of like that time.
Yeah, that style, that flow of like YG's rap.
I can totally hear that. And the kind of nasally.
Yeah.
Yeah, G-Dragon does that. Songminho does that. Yeah, you're right.
But like if she was coming up around 2014 and before, those are who she was looking up to at the time, especially.
Yeah. It's a new day. New hair. New me.
Right?
Look at this.
This is my favorite hairstyle.
Hey, the glow up. That's what I'm talking
What
about.
are these, like blonde highlights? Right?
Yeah, it looks. Not everybody can rock this. Let me just say. Biker jacket.
Reminiscent of the Mark Lee of 2021.
True. Listen to the little piano. Sweet. They also gained a new band member in this new transformation.
Oh, right.
I was like, someone's on the keys. Or the DJ, yeah. I'm on my way.
I love how she's not singing into the microphone that's in front of her.
Yeah, who needs that? Little solo. Rock out, girl.
Now, I hope she can actually play this guitar, because that would just make her so much more cooler. Like, she can't, doesn't necessarily look like she's doing
it's such a big part of the video.
what the guitar is doing in the song right there.
Beautiful girls all over the world. Like, I can't unhear.
Oh my god. No, especially now that you just said that, I hear it 100% now. Definitely the Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks for letting me share that.
Thanks for bringing that up. Definitely would not have found that one if you hadn't brought it up.
So I think you're bringing up something that is pretty well known at this point.
Right.
A hot debut, if you will.
Right, because this is our first episode of 2025, and now we have the hot pre-debut.
Hot.
From
pre-debut.
new JYP. Yeah, new JYP boy group, Kickflip, and their song 그래 or Great.
그래.
Yeah, so Kickflip, I almost want to be like Kickflip, like having like a, because it's such a, like, it's reminiscent to me of like early, like the 2000s, like X Games, like craze. Like it's
that would be
that's
the
what I
name
think
of
of
a game, a video game or something. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna play Kickflip later. You want to come over and
exactly
play some Kickflip? Totally.
But Kickflip, for you guys that don't know, is a 7-member pre-debut boy group, Korean boy group under JYP Entertainment, consisting of members Kihoon, Maru, Donghwa, Juwon, Minjae, Keju, and Donghyun. Their ages range from 20 to, I believe, 17. So they are new boys, majority teenagers in this group still. And their pre-release song 그래 came out like just this past week in January 6th, and they are set to debut in January 20th of this year, 2025, with their first mini album, Flip It, Kick It. So,
Okay.
So I think let's just get into the reaction. I think with these.
Okay.
guys.
First of all, I'm no expert on this, but is Kickflip a reference to? So what is the name supposed to mean? I think it's a reference to skateboarding. It comes from the skateboard trick where a person flips the board 360 degrees along its long axis and lands back on the board. But I don't
that
think
is
the phrase "flip it, kick it" is a thing. They just added that. They made that up.
It's like we're jumping and popping, we're dropping.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
But in K-pop, anything is possible.
Yeah, I can't find any like super like
Official.
profound hidden meaning. It's just kind of more reference. It just all references this like skateboard thing. But I think you can maybe, again, this is a pre-debut song, so they're still figuring it themselves out, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is my hit replay one because again it's the first kind of debut of the year, new JYP boy group, and it was so interesting initially hearing it. I like was immediately taken back to GOT7, was immediately taken back to the pre-banger clanger era of JYP boy groups, you know, like GOT7 circa 2017. I think Virginia mentioned this on our Slack that it reminded her of GOT7's Just Right, which at first I was like not really sure about, but once I like sat down and had it in my headphones and I could really hear the backing track, it's 100% that. Like it's super quirky. There's like bubble pops and like
I see that.
It's just so bright. And like you think of GOT7's debut, you think of Stray Kids' debut as far as like Korean boy groups and JYP, they're very dark. And this one was just like very much like in this new era of boy jeans, where it's like very bright, very cute, very boy next door, you know?
Yep.
All right, so listeners, if you want to react along with us or watch along with us, you're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. So, I'll be honest, I don't know who's who yet, but I think my bias is the one in the beanie. I don't know.
Okay.
But again, very minimal set. It's like almost just like a drawing outline.
Just like green screen set.
It reminded me of Meow's debut, how everything was kind of just like minimal. And then we're adding color little bit by bit.
I like that where they hit and there's the cluck sound. They hit it above their head.
And then like the hand symbols, right?
Oh, there's a skateboard. Spotted.
Now,
I wonder if they all had to
can
learn
all of them
to skateboard for this. Oh, remember the fingerboard?
Tech decks. We got our deep voice rapper.
Maybe they all had to learn how to kickflip.
I hope so. How can you have
we
that
need
as
more
like
K-pop
core
skater
identity?
boys.
But like they don't look like skater boys, you know what I mean? They're
Not
like
really.
super. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like soft hip hop style.
Also, what is it? GOT7 and their debut, they had like the electric skateboards. No, these guys are just taking it back to regular skateboards.
Oh, look at the like yoga meditation influence. I mean, the hand motions, that does fit as a like mudras, the hand position. That's cute. You don't see that every day.
All right.
The way he pushed his head out of the way. Playful.
Yeah, this is Kickflip.
Tongue in cheek.
JYP's new boy group.
Very cute. Yeah, when's the last time they debuted a boy group? It wasn't Stray Kids.
Well, technically, if we're talking about Korean boy groups, it is back in 2018 with Stray Kids. But JYP has put out like 2 boy groups since then. Right after Stray Kids was Boy Story, their Chinese boy group.
Oh,
and then I think last year or the year before, they debuted their Japanese boy group Next.
Next, yep.
So this is
yes, I remember
this
Next.
is their first Korean boy
group since Stray Kids since 2018. Wow. They've really been doubling down
So
on the
it's been a
girls.
minute. Well, and for real, like, because they had like Vicha and then NMIX and Nitsu.
Yeah.
Like they were putting out a lot of girl groups after ITZY, really.
Nice.
So, I don't know. Do we think that this has been enough time for them to like be able to come up now that Stray Kids are kind of solidified to where they are in like the. Because I
think it's time.
Because that was the problem I think I had with all the girl groups debuting, especially NMIX specifically, that there wasn't enough separation between ITZY. But with them, it's like they've really taken their time.
Yeah, and this group seems completely different from Stray Kids. They're not competing in the same lane at all.
No. But I think it is funny that they're debuting on January 20th. And we know that GOT7 is coming back also on January 20th. So the possibility that they're going to be promoting at the same time as GOT7 is hilarious.
Oh, man. Oh, I love the drama. Thanks for naming that.
But, who knows if this is actually going to be what they sound like. This is a pre-debut track. So we don't really know like what their color is really going to be until we find out later this month.
That's true. We love a pre-debut teaser, a little taste.
Right?
Yeah, so thanks for sharing that.
We'll check it out and we'll get back to you guys if we still think
Kickflip. Kickflip. Yeah.
The new 5th gen boy group at JYP.
5th gen. It's confirmed. So I think that about wraps it up for our hit replays. Now moving on to our hot issue, which is our roundup of news items and discussion points for the week. And for this one, we noticed that K-pop and Korean culture is popping up again in American TV.
All K-pop companies have similar versions of this demanding trainee program.
We arrive at the company at 9:50 and we go to the gym at 10 to 12. 2-hour cardio and we do this exercise too.
That's a lot of exercise.
Yes.
Like mainstream TV, we got Netflix, CNN, Netflix again, highlighting. I was like, wait a minute, yeah. And so we could just like go through some of these and see how we're feeling about it. What's our take on it? First we heard that CNN put out a new feature on K-pop, like a short documentary, and this time they're following the group known as VVS, who we have talked about a little bit on a previous episode. VVS is go ahead.
Yeah, no, back in March of last year, we talked about them, but in the context of the fact that they were this group that was produced under a completely foreign producer who had worked in the Korean music industry, but who was like an Italian American that was like trying to make his own K-pop company.
Yeah, not just foreign, but a white guy going into K-pop, going into the industry boldly saying like, I can do it better. Like he's kind of coming in with that vibe, that attitude. Like, all right, I see y'all. I can do it better. I bet I will bring a much needed what did he say? I mean, it was in March, but he says he's bringing something to the K-pop scene that it needs. And you know me, I'm like highly skeptical. I'm like, all right, dude, let's see.
Right? We were so just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
Basically.
But hey, they have a whole CNN documentary and a feature article written, and I don't know, what did you think of it? You go first.
Well, I mentioned this in our pre-call. Like, I was immediately taken back to the Cat's Eye documentary that we had just watched last year, and just how heartbreaking it was to watch all of these girls' stories and how angry I was at the way that they were being treated by their producers and so when watching this, I don't know, maybe it was just because of like it's the very news tone of just like a CNN coverage, but it did lack the emotion. But I did appreciate that, especially within we weren't able to watch the whole thing, mostly saw clips, but especially in the article that was released, they are not only just talking to these girls and these trainees and taking the word of the company for it, they're reaching out to other experts, other actual industry idols. Like they reached out to like Min from Miss A specifically to like give her 2 cents about the things that were being discussed.
And they reached out to Tamar Herman, friend of the pod.
Oh yes, of course, Tamar.
Yeah. Right. That's a really good point, that it's not just a feature produced and by the corporation, by the music label themselves, which we have seen in the past. I did notice like familiar tropes of the dark side of K-pop.
Yes.
Alarmist kind of story. Like I didn't really see anything new covered. They talked about, we should almost have a bingo card for this, right? They talked about plastic surgery, and it seemed like they were interviewing the girls and kind of leading them to say like, you would get you're planning to get surgery, right? Right. Like you could kind of see that in the questioning, because that's like a scary, alarming story out of Korea for American audiences. Is, oh my God, plastic surgery. And also the dieting, like that they watch their calories. It's like, and like mental health issues. Someone had to take a break for mental health. Like these are all things that we who are familiar with K-pop, and I would even say Americans who aren't too familiar with K-pop but have heard about it once, like we all already know these things. So part of me is like, okay, this is yet another cliche dark side of K-pop article. Are we going to build on the conversation at all? Add something new?
And that's a no, right? I think really the only thing that sets it apart from like the ABC documentary from like 12 years ago is really just that it's following this company that is owned by a white dude in Korea. Right. And like how he's trying to reinvent the industry.
Yeah, you know? that makes me wonder, is it what was this feature made and like pitched by him? Like he wants publicity for him.
100%. Like again, the last time we talked about them was back in March of last year.
I know. Yeah, like what happened to them? Right. So that's where my head is at. Like, okay, it doesn't seem like journalistically there was a new story here at all. But I bet that Paul Thompson like fought to have this made so that people could start talking about him and the group pre-debut.
Yeah, and that I guess if you want to give him, the devil's like that is the benefit, at least from that standpoint of like having the company be run by a primarily American or at least English-speaking management, that it is easier for them to reach out to all of these news publications and promoters and things like that, because of one, there's no language barrier to begin with.
Exactly. It must be so much smoother to pitch the story to CNN when you yourself are American, for sure.
Yeah, versus like the Korean equivalent of like a label that size having
they could never
more trouble.
Totally. Yeah. That's a really great point. Well, they got their leg up in the media.
Yeah,
Let's see if they can prove it.
I just wish the best for these girls, of course.
I know. Yeah, they seem really sweet.
저희는 여러분을 해치려는 게 아닙니다. 여러분들에게 기회를 드리는 겁니다.
All right. So speaking of proving yourself in the arena, yeah, you see what I did there? Totally, totally unintentional. But Squid Game season 2 is here, featuring our very own T.O.P. from Big Bang, formerly of Big Bang. He is apparently showing out as a contestant in Squid Game, who is a rapper, like not a very good one, but who thinks he's great. It's like a really fun character. Have you been watching, Michaela?
Oh yes, I watched all. That's how I spent my New Year's Eve was watching Squid Game with my cats.
Festive.
So are we talking spoilers? Have you watched the rest of the?
I have not watched it.
Okay,
but yeah, we could just say spoiler alert. I'm down.
Well, I think generally, I don't necessarily think this is a spoiler, but it was like once I saw that he was in the Squid Game, and like I saw like the teasers with him in it, it felt so much that this was like a character that was written for him. And I feel like the way that the director has talked about, especially talked about the reception of this character internationally and from the Korean audiences, that it was like he was one of the perfect people to play this character because of one not only that he is an actual rapper, but also a very rapper that is infamous for having possible drug issues, or at least being dragged for or accused of having issues with drugs and being morally upstanding person, or at least in the eyes of the Korean public. And so I
heard they were also considering Swings for the part too, who also has a kind of rough image, rough and tumble, gets into fights with people. So yeah, definitely character inspired by real life figures.
Yeah, there was and just in general, I enjoyed his character. I think it's a very 50-50. Like there's some people that think he shouldn't be in the show. I think he is a really important character in the show because of one, his relationship with Im Shi-won's character.
Im Shi-won.
Im Shi-won, also
the other K-pop
idol
representative
from the group Zaya. His relationship with Im Shi-won's character, I think is important, that like there's somebody in that group that relates to his story. And just overall, I'm just gonna say season 2, 10 times better than season 1. I'll just say that. That's the last thing I'll say about Squid Game.
Really?
I think it is 10 times better. And I'm so sad that this is the end of the story that the original writer is a part of. Like this is the end of
they're gonna start making new stuff now.
Yeah, with other people, because it's $1 million franchise.
Oh yeah, multi-millions, I'm sure. Yeah,
multi-million-dollar franchise.
Yeah.
But yeah. So wait, how much of it have you seen so far, Stephanie? I'm curious.
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Any of it? Okay. Well, hopefully that colors your intro, and expect more in the future.
I'll bump it up on the list, but I might not bump it up ahead of our next selection, Singles Inferno season 4.
야, 아니 우리나라 참 터가 됐나 봐. 어? 와, 근데 역대급이다 진짜.
타나 씨를 좀 닮은 느낌이.
진짜 타나 씨랑 비슷하네. 있다.
The island is calling us back once again. And I think in the Slack, like Michaela and I were just like, are we over it? Like,
for real. It was so funny.
But then the trailer came out.
Not like 8 hours after it felt like it was like right after our conversation that we had, Stephanie, where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I'm kind of over it, blah, 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 blah. And then I saw the faces
it's all the same.
of some of the new contestants.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'm locked in. I'm good.
Yeah.
I have 30,
and I really liked
30 to 40 minutes.
in the trailer just seeing the familiar commentators as well. Kyuhyun and Dex, and like just seeing them, it's like, oh, I just like to watch their reactions too. Feels like I'm watching together with them.
Same. And then I don't know if Hanhee's
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
He's in there? Okay, yeah.
Hanhee, yeah.
Just like our same crew of people. So it's
The same crew. Back at it.
Yeah. Although I'm very curious with how many like actors that we have on this season, how things are going to be, because
Yeah, we knew that it was heading in this direction, I think, which is unfortunate that like instead of quote unquote normal people like, you know, like YouTube influencers like we're used to, now we're getting like actual actors who are already in the biz. So it kind of it makes me a little less invested thinking that the people could actually be acting and that they're on here to boost their, you know, being recruited for movies and stuff.
Well, we're assuming it's going to be boosted. I'm wondering if they might be doing the opposite depending on how they are portrayed in the show, because it could have the opposite effect.
All publicity is good publicity.
Oh, really?
We'll
okay.
See. It depends. It depends. You're right. But yeah, I think
Song
for
Jia
the most part. Oh, Gia. Oh,
Song Gia might have
we
something
miss
to say
you.
about
We
that,
need another
but-
Gia. She just like took the whole show by the reins. I loved it.
One of the girls that the first face that we see, she kind of has a Gia vibe. So I'm wondering what she's
Maybe.
actually going to be like.
When does the show come out? January 14th.
Yes,
Next week.
So this month.
Woo woo woo.
Yeah, so we're gonna
All right.
kick off the
Awesome.
week with Singles Inferno and end with
More
new,
abs.
Got
More skinship.
yeah.
Oh man. My hope for this season of Singles Inferno is that there's more food on the island, that there's more cooking. Remember in the early seasons, they were making like 된장찌개 and like kimchi bokkeumbap. They were making like good ass food, and that was a part of it for me. But now they get like a carrot and a can of tuna or something. It's weird.
Yeah. I
I
think
don't know, I guess they're trying to motivate them to couple up and get off the island. So the island can't be that good. I miss the little like Korean traditional food like that came in the urns or the pots and like seeing how they made rice, and I miss seeing that.
I also think that maybe the reason why the food budget was so much lower was because they put so much into creating 2 islands last season.
They did.
And so I'm wondering what there has to be a twist for this season. I feel like that's kind of like what they've been re-upping to make it a little bit more interesting for the people that maybe aren't here for the actors' faces like me.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see what twist they put on this season.
Maybe a couple like gets put on like a floating wooden raft every day. And I don't know. How do they make it even more rough? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, well, tune in on January 14th. Catch Squid Game. Check out the CNN K-pop documentary. I think that about wraps it up for our hot issues, everybody. So, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Also, check out our end of year 2024 episode. It is out now. If you didn't see, go to our Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts and just scroll back one more episode. It came out right before this one. You can see who won the K-Pop Cast exclusive awards for Best Ho Anthem, for Best Banger Clanger, and then Michaela's award.
The most coveted award, K-pop for crying into your pillow.
Yes, we also did something new this year, which was a top 10 K-pop songs of the year ranking. We don't usually do that, so check it out and let us know what you think.
Spoilers, a lot of girl groups on our list.
girl groups ruled, man. Okay, now we're really going to wrap it up. Let our listeners know where they can find you on socials. You can find me on Instagram at Catchlight27.
And I am at PDNim on our K-pop class Slack, and you can find all of us, as always, on the K-pop cast Slack.
And if you want to support the show, please consider donating to our Ko-fi. Links to all that in the episode description.
Okay, bye everybody.
Flip the switch. 수 있는 건 colorful 한 sleeping pills 꿈에서라도 어딘가로